Hey Grace Church, Michael Campbell here, family pastor, going over this Sunday's lesson, how it applies to us personally, but also how it applies to our children within the classrooms, whether we're teaching or we're at our homes. How do we take this lesson and apply it personally? And so this week we're actually going through Colossians chapter 1, where it says that Jesus is our perfect King. And one of the most magnificent titles given to Christ is that of the complete and perfect King. And so Paul reflected on both the might and the majesty of the risen Jesus as he detailed the immensity of the hope that we find in his name. And though we are prone to falter and fail, Christ in his completeness remains the full sovereign fixture of our faith. So on what basis do we crown Jesus King? How do we see his kingship demonstrated to us and through us and his followers? And it's through his sufficiency and might as righteous King that we find our strength and hope. And it's not through earthly wisdom or power that Paul endured persecution and hardship. Only because of his trust in Jesus did he find the strength to persevere and encourage the Colossians whom he loved. And the basis of Paul's hope was the sufficiency of Christ. And he wrote that Jesus had been present since the beginning and lived on earth as our Emmanuel, God with us. And because he existed for all time and everything exists for him and through him, he ultimately reigns supremely and sovereignly over all things. And as his followers, we are the body of Christ, and he is the head. There is no greater ruler than he, our perfect King. So by placing our trust in him as Lord and King over our lives, we are made holy and blameless before him. And through his Spirit at work in us, we are renewed to reflect the character that he alone embodies. In and of himself alone, he is holy and complete, lacking nothing, just complete perfection. And it's by his grace through faith that we enter into the kingdom of the Son whom the Father loves, and we're able to live for his glory on earth. And so it's our goal to share this message with the kids, that the truth that we are seeking, whether we're young or old, we are lifelong followers of Christ or new to the faith. All of this is found in him alone. And just as the church in Colossae had to heed God's truth apart from the false gospels of the world, so too must we seek and find our answers from scriptures alone. And may we continue to be filled with his knowledge and strength, going to be transformed into the perfect King, because he made a way for us to do that. And so that's Colossians 1. So I would encourage every family to actually sit down and go through this lesson, just to meditate on these truths, that Christ is fullness, in him the fullness of deity dwelled bodily. And so you'll notice on the rest of the thread some discussion questions, memory verses, topics to go through as a family unit, but also within our classrooms. But until next week, God bless and take care.